Okay, so what's up, guys? Today we're gonna be talking about the new 10-man raid and some what do you call this? We're gonna be discussing the mechanics because if you are someone who is not in a guild or don't have a lot of people to play with, um, you probably just match make, and you get matched with people who probably don't know how to do the mechanics, and most of them just give up after like one try. So hopefully this is like a video that could help everybody know what to do there, so that it saves you time, and also you know just save the headache for yourself and for your teammates if you decide to matchmake and if you don't have people to play with. Now, today we're going to be talking about this. If you still don't know, Heroes Realm. This is a 10-man activity. We already did ours this week with my guild, or with the guild that I'm with right now. That was pretty fun. So yeah, let's cut to the chase. I don't wanna spend more time here just introducing you to this activity. Okay, let's first talk about the Daoist encounter, or the first encounter. There's a few keynotes here, so we'll try to keep it as simple as possible. First, the most common thing that he's going to be doing is the vine traps. There's going to be a prompt. You will see a yellowish area forming under you if you're marked to have the vine trap. So if you're when this hits you, I don't think you can dodge this. We tried, you can't. Sometimes it's bugging out. I don't know, kind of confusing, but not really a big deal most of the time. As long as the guy who, what do you call this, who gets marked, just stays away from the group. Because if you are close to this person who has the vine trap marker, when it pops, everyone in the area will get frozen. Generally, what we try to do is, if there are people who are marked, just they keep them together. Usually, it's like 1 to 2 people who's going to be marked. Keep them close. So when the vine traps appear, you can just AOE the vines, and then you can free both in a shorter amount of time. What's the other thing is the donkey transformation. This is probably like one of the most important things to keep in track here. So I'm a tank. Most of the time I grab the mechanics, I grab the aggro. So if you have the aggro, he's gonna have a prompt where he's gonna do a slam. This slam, you can dodge this, you can time a dodge, but once he slams, he's gonna leave a pool of tornado thingy air. If you're in that pool, you are going to be transformed into a donkey. Now, if you're a donkey, you can't do anything but run around. You can't heal, you can't damage, so generally just avoid being a donkey. When you're a donkey, if on the chance that you get hit by this, you have to stay away from your team. Because the reason why is, when you're a donkey, you every few seconds or so, you throw out a fart. And this fart, if it hits a teammate, they in turn transform into a donkey. So the more you fart on your teammates, it's kind of goofy, but yeah, the more you fart on your teammates, the more donkeys you have, the less damage or the less healers you have in your team. So, generally just avoid that. Next is the levitation mechanic. Usually during this phase, while you're trying to damage him, he does one of two things. But first, let's talk about levitation. Levitation, he's gonna choose people. You're gonna see a big sword, red swords on the top of the heads of the people who are marked. They are going to float in the air. Once they are floating in the air, it's gonna be for a few seconds. What the team has to do is, you have to have people transform themselves into a donkey and catch them as they fall. Because if they don't, most of the time they die. They will probably survive, but just to avoid the risk of you having less members, you just go and transform into a donkey. You step on the pool, then you're gonna see this little swirly thing under the person who's levitating, and then you can catch him. What's next? We got the donkey stampede. So the donkey stampede is like it's pretty simple, straightforward, but this is where a lot of people die because sometimes I don't know, sometimes they kind of get lost in the encounter and they just don't know what to do. So there's gonna be a prompt that the donkey stampede is going to show up. What you're gonna do is gonna look for the portal. The portal spawns the stampede. What you're going to be doing is that you run with the herd. You run with the stampede on the same direction. And when you're running, you keep on running. When you hit the border, do not let go of your run key. Keep running. Because, I don't know, there's a weird, I don't know if it's a bug or intended mechanic. Because if you stop running there, you're going to take damage. And, you're going to die. And, that's one less res token for your team. If you're not in the herd, the boss is just floating there and he's gonna hit you. And yeah, you're gonna take damage and again, you will probably die. You can survive it most of the time, but just to be on the safe side. Now, what's the next one? The donkey wipe. I wanna call this the donkey wipe because you wanna wipe donkeys. He's gonna summon these donkeys. Most of the time he floats in the air in the middle. You have to wipe a lot, if not all, of the donkeys that he spawns. Because if you don't wipe or kill all these donkeys, he's gonna charge a big damage when he drops. Generally, what we like to do after we wipe, he keeps on throwing out this air type thing, or whatchamacallit. You can parry these attacks to keep yourself safe. So yeah, the more donkeys that are left, the more damage he does. So generally, just try to wipe as many as you can, if not all. He does another mechanic, the big fart. Uh, it's supposed to deal a lot of damage, but maybe it's not really a big deal. It's easy to dodge, but yeah, that's everything. That's everything that you have to keep track in this encounter. It's not really that complicated. A lot of parties just they just wipe once. If you're usually in matchmaking, you just wipe once. You don't even know a lot of people still don't know the mechanics, and then people are just gonna give up, and it kind of sucks. So I hope this helps. Okay, Murong, Murong. I don't know the fire bitch. Second encounter. There are actually a few things to what do you call this to keep track here, but it becomes a little bit complicated because of how it works. So I'll try to keep it as simple as I know how. What the? Oh, there's a yeah. Okay, so barrels. Fire barrels are going to be spawning from time to time in this arena. As you can see from this footage, I am a tank again. So I grab the aggro. I'm going to be fighting the boss here most of the time, while my teammates try to do the mechanic. The barrels will explode or will deal a lot of damage if they are next to each other. You are going to be seeing a prompt here from time to time. It's going to show you that, hey, there are two barrels or how many barrels are close to each other. You have to separate those barrels. You have to keep them from far away from each other as much as you can. Now, if you keep them far enough from each other, the mechanic or the encounter goes on. Nobody dies. I mean, most of the time nobody dies. The boss really doesn't deal a lot of damage if you have a healer. So that's just the entire encounter is going to be revolving around these barrels. You have to keep them far away from each other, because if you have a lot of barrels next to each other and they explode, they deal a lot of damage, and most of the time it's gonna wipe your party. What's next? The Sea of Fire mechanic. So it's gonna prompt like, yo, we're gonna do the Sea of Fire mechanic. There's gonna be a big prompt on the top of your screen. They are going to be shooting cannons on there's gonna be a yellow marker on the floor where it's gonna show where they're gonna shoot the cannons. So what you're going to be doing here, most of the time they're gonna spawn more barrels again. You have to separate immediately. You have to separate these barrels immediately again. Now, if you have a lot of barrels, from our experience, like more than 2 barrels that are close to each other, you are going to wipe the encounter. You're gonna start from the beginning, and you have to do the entire thing over again. Well, not from the first encounter, not from the Daoist, just the Murong encounter. So you have to keep track of these barrels. These are the two things that are interconnected. And then the third one, we have the Firebird mechanic. From time to time, her Phoenix is gonna drop on the ground with a lot of barrels around it. Generally, what we like to do is just we destroy the Firebird just so just to minimize damage. You have to just to reduce the risk, have people grab the barrels out of the Firebird's AOE so he doesn't explode the barrels and deal more damage to your party. So destroy the Firebird, remove the barrels. That's it. Another mechanic here. For us right now, because we have the gear already, we deal a lot of damage. We don't we most of the time we skip this encounter or we skip this mechanic. But if you're most of the time if you're in a matchmaking party who just a ragtag of collection of teammates, you are going to have a damage check mechanic. So you are the tank or the person who has the aggro is going to have a standoff. They're gonna have this cinematic holding each other, whatever. There is going to be a bar on top of the boss's health. Everyone else should do damage and in a short amount of time and remove this bar. If you fail to remove this bar, the encounter wipes or when the tank dies. So generally, you have to drop a heal and then do damage to the boss, remove that bar. Because during this time, the tank is taking damage. Not a lot of damage, just every second, but generally, just put a heal just to be safe. And that's it. That's just like the key mechanics or the key things that you have to look for in this what do you call this in this 10-man activity. Not a lot, but some people get overwhelmed, or I don't know, maybe just a lot of people just got used to whacking everything, and encounters kind of is surprising. Like I said, there's actually not a lot of mechanics. Just how they work is kind of complex in a way. So I hope this video helped. I hope you guys can spread your knowledge as well. If I missed something, please let me know in the comments down below. If there's anything that I can, if there's anything that you can add. No, and I would like to take note that this is just like, what do you call this? Just the key encounters, how they work. The strategies, you are free to do your own strategy. Right now we have our own strategy with the party that I'm playing with. We have our own way of dealing with this mechanic. So feel free to do whatever with the knowledge that we shared here. So again, if I missed something, please do not hesitate to let me know in the comments down below. Where Winds Meet, really fun. 10-man raids, also very fun. And right now, world chat is going crazy because people are just trash talking each other that nobody wants to do the mechanic. And I kind of understand because, whacking the boss is just, some people just want to do that. So, yeah. Again, I'm rambling. No need for this. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you on the next one.